Hi friends, what are the 5 worst things about Apex Legends Season 13? As we get closer to Season 14, I'm going to look back in today's video at Season 13 and talk about the 5 worst things for me this season, in the hopes that Respawn can avoid similar issues next season. Let me know all the things you dislike about Apex Legends Season 13 in the comments down below. So, number 1, for me, it's got to be Loba's tactical. It's barely worked at all this whole season, and it's just not been fixed. Now I know this is kind of limited to Loba mains, and it's one of the most frustrating things about this season for me. And the thing about it is not that we're always expecting it to fail, because it does work sometimes. It's just so unpredictable when it does work and when it doesn't. And the thing is, the ability to teleport is so important to Loba's kit, or at least her current kit. So not having it working 90% of the time means you really only get half a legend to use if you pick Loba. And if they have plans on developing Loba's heirloom for next season, like I'm hearing, then they really need to make sure they fix her first. Let's move on to the second worst thing about Season 13 for me, and this is matchmaking in pubs and ranked. Now for some reason, it feels like this is the worst season for matchmaking, at least to me. I just feel like the matchmaking's just been so uneven. In some ways I can understand why this happened in ranked, because at the start of the season, they basically reset everyone all the way back to the start. So you had anyone from bronze all the way up to masters and even some predators being bunched together in low skill lobbies. But even for pubs, it's just felt even worse, and it might be because triple stack players just aren't playing ranked and they're deciding to play pubs, but still, it feels like matchmaking in pubs isn't really trying to help solo queue players, and that goes for ranked as well. So I really hope in Season 14 they can work on the matchmaking and just try and make the lobbies a little bit more balanced and fun. Number 3, the controller input lag bug. Now I know this wasn't for the whole season, but even just 3 or 4 weeks with this bug, it literally made the game unplayable. And that's not just for me, that's many other controller players I've seen have this issue. If you aren't aware of this bug, it basically meant you had to spam buttons just to be able to complete those actions. So for example, if you wanted to pick up an item, or heal, or move, or even shoot, you would have to spam those buttons literally 5 to 10 times, if not more, just to be able to do that action. And if I'm being honest, I think this is one of the most game-breaking bugs I've ever seen in Apex Legends, because for me at least, I literally couldn't play the game for at least 3 to 4 weeks. Moving on to number 4, the ranked RP changes. Now this was one of the biggest and most divisive things this season. Some people liked the changes, some people didn't, but I think everyone can agree that some of the changes, particularly in the first split, were really off and just made ranked way too hard. They did make some improvements with the Awakening Collection event, and it does feel a little bit better, but I definitely think they've still got some work to do for these rank changes. Now I do think the direction they're taking ranked is maybe a good one, and I can see with the changes they're trying to reduce the W key nature of ranked, particularly early on in ranked games, and just try to make people think a little bit more and try and play a little bit more strategically, which personally I don't mind too much, but I just don't think the way the point system is created this season really works for all kinds of players. Although having said that, ranked on World's Edge at the moment for Split 2 is definitely a lot more enjoyable than it was in the first split. Moving on to number 5, and this is the final thing I want to cover for today's video about the worst things in Apex Legends Season 13. And this one is toxicity. Now I don't know why, but I've just encountered so many more toxic players this season. For some reason, everyone just seems really angry in the game. Why, you might ask? Well, I have a feeling it's because ranked was so hard and different in the first split that it just caused players to be angry at the game, and this then made them angry in ranked, but they then carried that anger into pubs and even arenas. So you basically had a game full of angry players. What I really think Apex needs is some good happy content without game breaking bugs, or things that make the game just not fun. They need to try and focus on fun additions to the game that allow people to be happy playing the game. Anyway, those are the things that I feel are bad about Apex Legends Season 13. Don't worry Respawn devs if you're watching, there were fun elements to Season 13 and you definitely did some amazing things this season. I just hope this and the comments down below is going to be constructive feedback for you for improvements that you can make in Season 14 and beyond. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you later.